gonna be a good day.
In case of any emergencies, you guys can contact me using an intercom system you have located behind you to the right of every car door. Not necessary, still important. Now with that said, once we cross over the Bronx River,
And that crash
we will
was
be
a fire
transported to
extinguisher.
Asia as
It's
if
going to be a
by
fire
magic.
ride.
So see animals from all across the continent, including countries like China to India, Cambodia to Nepal, and many more. Look straight on ahead towards that far back fence. You'll see two deer. One is a large one is a small one. The large one is the babirusa deer. The small one is the axis deer. They're hiding out in the shade. They might be a little tough to spot. Also, this meadow is very large, so if they're not on this side and we don't get a good look, hopefully we'll get a better look later on when we get to the other side of this meadow. But since we did get a nice little peek, the large ones, once again, babirusa deer, they get their name from the males, as the males have very large antlers, and babirusa means 12 times. Those antlers, of course, can have 12 to 14 points. On your right here, these gray colored deer, Bactrian deer. They are a subspecies of the red deer. Eyes will right away tell you that they are not red, and you'll be 100% right. They are that green, grayish color. They are from Central Asia, but their numbers are difficult to monitor for us due to political fighting in their homeland. But recently, a WCS researcher in Afghanistan was able to confirm that these deer still live out in the wild after not being seen for nearly 40 years. Now let's just talk about the other small one that was kind of there. That was an axis deer. They are small, white spots all over their body. Many deer are born with white spots that fade as they grow older, but the axis deer keep theirs until they unfortunately figure that out. As we keep going, I'll mention one more time. If we don't get a good look now, hopefully we'll get a better look later on in our tour when we get to the other side of Conrad Meadow. But for now, let's just focus on our animal in the next exhibit. The animal we'll be looking out for was at one point in time extinct in nature. All that means is that at one point these animals could only be seen in zoos. That animal you'll be able to see shortly on your right. You'll probably smell them before we get to them. And that animal is the Mongolian wild horse, otherwise known as Przewalski horses, here on your right-hand side. As we come across them, you'll notice there are some differences between these and the horses we're used to seeing stateside. So I'll let you try to figure out those differences on your own at first, before I step in anyways and tell you what they are, since that is my job. Right away, you'll notice these horses, they have a shorter, stockier build. They also have shorter legs than the horses we're used to seeing on our side of the world. And they also have an erect mane which has no forelock. The forelock is that one part of the mane that should be there and falling over the horses. These don't have that, so a good way to think about them is that these horses are the Mohawk horses here at the Bronx Zoo, as all of our Przewalski horses there on your left are rocking a nice, sick Mohawk. Now let me circle back. I said these animals were extinct in nature. Thankfully, no longer the case, as recently there have been successful reintroductions of the Mongolian wild horse in several areas of Mongolia and China. This is thanks in due part to herds coming over from Asian and North American zoos. Zoos like the Bronx Zoo, because we've had Przewalski horses here since 1902. Now look straight ahead, you'll see a tree, a leaf, some rocks, dirt. Only reason I say it is because I have no more horses to show you. They all decided to be at the very front, so just enjoy the view. But what I do have is information on these horses coming from one of our experts, whose name is Jonathan Slatt.
Farmers in
Jonathan Slatt, Russian Northeast Asia coordinator for the Wildlife Conservation Society. I believe that wildlife has a place in this earth. My job is to find practical solutions that allow people and wildlife to thrive together. Przewalski's horse went extinct in the wild in the 1960s. On a recent trip to Kazakhstan, we found ongoing successful efforts to bring these horses back to the Central Asian steppe. The world needs happy stories. Watch the impossible become possible when you see Hooker's story. That's what's happening today to Przewalski's horse.
Now as we do leave our rock star Mohawk wearing horses behind, everyone keep your eyes peeled for the gaur. The gaur are the world's largest wild cattle. So when you see them, you'll most likely confuse them for buffalo, bison, cow, bulls, ox. But they are none of the above, as they are our gaur. These animals like to hang out towards the far back of their exhibit, which is why we decided to zoom on down and see if we can get you all a good look at the gaur. You can kind of see the gaur here on your right hand side, laying down in that shade. These animals are massive. As fully grown, the males can weigh over 2,000 pounds, meaning that they can weigh as much as a small car. If you're at the front, just look straight ahead. Most of our gaur are right there. Since they are laying down, you can't appreciate their size, but some of these animals can stand to be up to 6 feet tall and 10 feet long. With their impressive size and the horns you do see on our gaur, they have been known to fight off anything in the wild. These animals have even been known to fight off tigers. Now with more information on the gaur, we do have our zookeeper, whose name is Dave.
Hi, I'm Dave, a wild animal keeper here in Wild Asia. When the Bronx Zoo received 2 female and 1 male gaur from the San Diego Zoo, it took a couple of introductions before all of the animals were home. But after a little bit of time, the 3 new animals fully integrated into the herd and we have the family that you see today. A family group of gaur can consist of up to 40 individuals and is typically led by an older adult female, the matriarch. Since the 2 females and 1 male inhabitants of this family have been a number of offspring. This is important for the gaur species, so it's vital to the herd.
As we keep moving along, you see a little fence in front of you. That fence is there to block out some noise you might hear coming from behind you. Very easy to forget that we're also at the heart of the concrete jungle and not just the Asian one, so we always want to our animals to keep safe. As we slow down, all I ask is everyone remain seated. This is the second worst place to flip this train over. Because all the way on your far right, about 50 yards ahead, we should have one of our Asian tigers, the Malayan tiger to be exact, and it should be Panari. Just lean a little forward, no need to stand up, but you'll see Panari walking back and forth on your far right, from front to back. You can see him in the back as well, as close as he can be to the tracks. Once again, Panari is a Malayan tiger, and of the 2 species of tiger that we display here at the Bronx Zoo, which would be the Malayan and the Amber are the larger, and the Malayan, which is Panari, are the smaller of the 2. In the wild, these animals prefer to eat wild pigs and medium-sized deer, and after a fresh kill, they have been known to eat up to 40 pounds of meat at one time. In our human numbers, that's about Panari eating 160 hamburgers all at the same time. Legal reasons, do not try that at home, you're not a tiger. Personal reasons, if you're up for the challenge, go right on ahead. I'd actually tell you to do it, because if you can complete it, that'd be awesome. Just don't tell my boss when I said that. Now, as we keep moving along, we'll be reaching the back of our first meadow, so let's try to keep our eyes peeled and see if we can spot some of the deer again. Hopefully this time they'll give us a better look at themselves, unless we're in the Bermuda Triangle, which is the one spot where no matter what side of the meadow we choose, we won't see them. It appears most are in the Bermuda Triangle, but if you just look down and you'll spot many of our peafowl. Males are peacocks, blue necks, long feathers. Females are peahens. They don't have those dark blue necks or those very long feathers in a mating season. So if a male comes up to you, opens up those feathers and tries to strut his stuff around you, that just means the male finds you very attractive and you should give him a chance. It also means that hopefully in a couple of months the Bronx Zoo will have some pea chicks, which will be babies. The peafowl, the national bird of India, and the unofficial bird here at the Bronx Zoo, as you'll spot them quite literally anywhere, everywhere, and let's just hope there's none on our tour. By that I mean on our tracks. On your right, you'll see a thicket of bamboo. Through that thicket of bamboo, let's try to spot a babirusa. Hopefully we can catch either a pennant or sprout. Look for a pig-like animal with tusks on their snout. These animals are very hard to spot. They blend in very, very well with all that environment, that dirt, that mud you see around you. So if you don't get a good look straight ahead, left side of that very large tree, and you'll see sprout. The sprout is one of our young babirussas here. Big deer, pig-like animal. You can see those tusks kind of growing out on the snout. Could not have picked a better name. Now, once again, if you don't get a good look, do not worry. Your eyes are probably working fine. You should only be concerned as if you can't see the next animal we'll have down the line. It's not right here You're not going blind. It's just a little further down though. If you can't see it when we get to them, then you should probably get glasses or change your prescription, because we are looking out for our Asian elephants, Happy and Patty. You'll see them coming up very, very shortly here on your right-hand side from the front to the back. When you get to them, just know, Patty and Happy are over 50 years old. But age is just a number to our lovely lady elephants right here now on your right-hand side. The first thing people do notice about them is their size, as the Asian elephant can weigh up to 10,000 pounds, meaning that they do have to eat a lot every day. If you're curious, the one on the left is Happy, the one on the right is Patty. Both Happy and Patty here, they can eat up to 200 pounds a day and drink 60 gallons of water a day. Now there is no need to worry about our elephants here. They do receive lots of love and personal attention at the Bronx Zoo, including receiving baths, having an elephant-sized back scratcher by their pool, and our lady elephants even receive pedicures. Now leaving them behind, in your right you'll see a muddy water, and what appears to be muddy water or a rock in that muddy water is actually Penny. Penny is one of our greater one-horned rhinos here at the Bronx Zoo, and you can see her there on your right. She is one of 5 rhinos that we have here on our monorail. She's the only one out today. These animals are endangered, as recent estimations have only about 3,700 one-horned rhinos living out in the wild in India and in Nepal. When you see Penny, you'll notice there's some stuff on her face. We know that's there. There's no need to go nuts. There's no need to alert the media. That's there for a reason. See, many people believe that the rhino have thick, tough, armor-plated skin, but that's actually not the case. They have very sensitive skin that needs as much protection from the sunlight as possible, and that's what you're seeing Penny do right now by laying in the muddy water. By doing that, she adds an extra layer of mud on top of her skin, which can be a natural sunblock, but sometimes that's not enough. So the white that you do see on Penny is sunscreen placed on her by our zookeepers, just for a little extra. So yes, you just did see a rhino with some sunblock. You can now check that off your bucket list. On your right, this is just the rest of her exhibit. This is another mud wallow. Rhinos create these by stomping out the land around them. They mold it to their own personal body. It fills up with water, creating these mud wallows. This is where they lay. Once again, a good way to think about it is that they mud bath at a spa, except our rhinos do not pay for it, and they create it themselves. If you are curious as to how to get sunblock, you can always just go on Animal Planet and check out the zoo, which is on Animal Planet, where they do have a story on Penny and her SPF. But for now, leaving our rhino behind is the most interesting part of our tour, because for the next 10 to 15 seconds, you're just looking at leaves, trees, and twigs. So enjoy what you see. It's more fun if you're allergic to pollen, because you can keep fighting for your life for the next 10 seconds, and I'll be fighting with you. But if we do make it to the end alive, then keep your eyes peeled for some deer. As Asia is the continent with the largest amount of deer variety, they're known for their deer diversity. So when this meadow opens up, which is starting to right now, look for the muntjac deer, sandbar deer, the most secret deer, hog deer, and the nilgai antelope. The muntjac are probably going to be the hardest, but the most secret deer in the spot. The muntjac is very, very small, and they also are a reddish orange color. If you can see one, point them out. Just know that these animals are also known as the barking deer, because they do make a barking sound similar to that of a dog. Also another small animal, like the one you see straight ahead on that fence. Those that you see straight ahead on that fence, those are the hog deer. They get their name from their appearance and their mannerisms. They are short, stumpy like a hog, but they also run very low, creep, crouch, duck under things instead of prancing around. Since they do crouched up, play in the mud, kind of like a hog and hog deer. The muntjac are towards that far left, but they are hard to spot. They like that one little spot. But if you don't see them, don't worry. In our far back, far back corner, we have 2 animals, and they would be the large ones, the sandbar deer and the nilgai antelope. The sandbar deer are the largest deer in southern Asia. The males can stand up to 5 feet tall at the shoulder and weigh as much as 650 pounds. On the left, once again, these are the hog deer from before. nilgai antelope are back there as well, but the two large animals you see back there, they are the lighter colored ones. They are a light brown, golden yellow color. They also have some white on their behinds, or white stripes around their ankles, giving them the appearance of black and white socks. That's how you know you spotted a nilgai. So once again, look in that far back corner. Many of the light brown ones are the nilgai, and the ones more in that actual corner would be the sandbar deer. As we keep on going though, there's another deer we have to try to spot. This time it's the Chinese tufted deer, and these ones are very, very small. As fully grown, they can weigh less than 40 pounds. They get their name from a little tuft of hair. It appears that they're hiding out. There's one on that rock walking up. You can see it on your right, straight ahead if you're in front. So once again, that's not a baby. Fully grown, that is a fully grown deer, and they're less than 40 pounds. They're my personal favorite animal on this tour, not because they're small and adorable, but because of their nickname. They are nicknamed the vampire deer, and they get that nickname from females having long upper canine teeth that give them the appearance of vampire fangs. Once we do leave them behind, we'll be at the worst place to put this train. Why? We'll be 35 feet above the Bronx River. The good news is you do get a beautiful view of our river and the surrounding environment, so you can, of course, take a picture of the river, send it to your family, friends, and enemies, and just tell them to come on down to the Bronx Zoo here and today. If you are afraid of heights, just look down. You might see a fish. But back on land, look for goats. Not Jordan, not Bird, not LeBron, not Kobe. The goats you'll be looking out for are the Markhor and the Himalayan tahr. You'll see two straight ahead on that tree, and those will be female Himalayan tahr. If you are taking pictures, get your camera ready. You'll have a nice close goat right here on your right. Many of the goats you see in this exhibit would be the Markhor. They're the ones with those twisty corkscrew horns that you see there, and those horns can grow up to 5 to 6 feet on males. Males and females have horns. Males and females have beards. So a male's beard is much longer, thicker, and as they grow older, they get a mane around their neck. You see some more Markhor here on your right-hand side. A fun fact about these goats is that they can jump up to 6 feet high without a running start, meaning that these goats have a 6-foot vertical. It also means that if jumping was the only thing that was important, then the Markhor goat would be NBA ready. But we just can't get them drafted because they can't shoot or dribble without having a ball. Now you're probably wondering why we're slowing down. They have no reason to mention it. This empty exhibit is where one of our animals would have been, but they're not out right now. They're not fans of the heat, so they decided to stay indoors. The only reason I say the animal's name is because you can also catch more of these animals in our other exhibit, which would be Himalayan Highlands. The animal that is decided to hide out from us and stay in the AC was our red panda lioness. The door is open for him, so if he ever chooses to come outside, hopefully he does, and he will. We have no control over his actions. It's the animal's choice after all. We always choose their safety first. But it's worth mentioning one more time, if you do want to see red pandas here at the Bronx Zoo, the monorail is not the only place. You can also go to our Himalayan Highlands exhibit, which is just a short walk from our monorail. Himalayan Highlands is also home to our snow leopard. So if you do want to see the snow leopard and the red pandas, Himalayan Highlands, once again, we're sorry. Now as we do round this bend, the journey is about to come to an end, which is good and bad news. Good news, you no longer have to hear me talk. Bad news, the little rest you were having for your feet is about to end, and you will have to start walking around the zoo if you do want to see animals. It's not always as easy as just sitting down and enjoying the show. As we slow down, we'll make 2 stops, guys, but it's a very quick stop. The only result is not a stop. All that has is just to make seat until you finally see those train car doors open up. First stop will be approaching very shortly, and that stop exists so we can reboot these computers so we can keep these trains running and everyone can enjoy the Wild Asian Monorail. Also, WCS, which is the Wildlife Conservation Society, manages 5 parks in our New York City area that you can always visit: Bronx Zoo, Central Park Zoo, Prospect Park Zoo, Queens Zoo, and the New York Aquarium. is a good time to look around you. Make sure you have your personal belongings. So look at the floor, your seats. Make sure you have your phones, wallet, keys, car keys, your cameras, your kids, so that nothing gets left here on our monorail car. To all the parents, yes, you take your kids with you. Cannot leave them here. They'll work for us free of charge. We will not pay them. That's how they tricked my parents 20 years ago. Now, as we keep on going, we'll be approaching our final stop. Just watch your step when it's time to exit the monorail car. If you're in the front rows, you have to step up. If you're in the back rows, you guys have to step down. If you did not hear what I say, you end up tripping. I'm sorry in advance for laughing. It's just instinct. I don't mean it. If you guys are in cars 5A to B5 or any of the cars in between, the exit will be on your right-hand side once you step out the monorail car doors. If you're in cars B7 to 5C, the exit will be on your left-hand side when you exit the monorail car doors. If you are in B6, congratulations, you have to walk the least.
Low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still